Okay, okay. Doing info in 3, 2, 1, 0. Hey
Hello,
everybody, hello. It's Toady Finate 19 here again.
and it's Silvergunner here on the other side.
Yeah, it's been a long while, but we finally have time to record another video.
And today we decided to choose something a little bit different, just so we can have a bit of a laugh. It is
Yeah,
Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged, a video from 2001 featuring a bunch of Christians angrily trying to prove Harry Potter is evil.
I don't understand why people find backed up that argument for, but to each their own. You were the one
The,
who found this video.
yeah, I found it a long time. I found it a long time ago, and I only just remembered about it recently, so I watched it again and thought it was hilarious. Originally, the review I read was done by this guy called Sean Baby, a guy who stopped being funny 15 years ago, by the way. So he didn't do a let's watch of it like we're doing. He just did like a short article about 3 or 4 paragraphs. So we're going to go full all in on this one.
At least as long as we can.
And before we start, I'm just going to say we're watching this for fun. We're not going to be serious about any of the stuff in this video. Well, because Harry Potter is fictional, and these people think it's not fictional.
Yeah, those type of nutcases.
Right. They're saying there's questions of they're saying that there is questions if the Bible's fictional or not, but we're not going to entertain that today.
Yeah, we'll be here forever if we fight this.
Yeah, definitely. If you want to debate that, go on Twitter. If you want to laugh at a bunch of idiots claim Harry Potter's evil, watch this video.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay then, right.
Ready when you are.
Okay then. Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Celebrating more than 20 years in the field of video communications, Jeremiah Films continues to lead the way
Jeremiah Films.
of hard-hitting, life-changing motion pictures.
Why is it always Jeremiah?
Through its high standards,
I don't know. It's just probably one of those special keywords they've got to list them. Notice there's this special effect in the back. I'm 90% sure they ripped all these background effects from a CDI game.
I would not be surprised.
And all that on that lot on there looks like the bloody they look like the bloody failed Republican presidential nominees.
Yep.
And that guy there, it looks.
Who has co-produced many of the organization's most successful titles. With its comprehensive examination of important contemporary and social issues.
So what are you seeing?
I'll tell you one thing. This is apparently everything they do, cutting edge, whatever it is. No, they're not saying anything of what these are, but you just imagine what these are. It's just like this is what they did before they had the Jerry Springer show.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
I actually saw a few episodes of that show. Not good.
That's what I was saying. Now, if they had some of these guys going Jerry Springer show, they'd probably fight by throwing their videotapes at each other. And look at this. I'm 90% sure this bit and that spinning globe and this coming up. I'm pretty sure this is from a CDI game.
Yeah, I see the bird opening itself up.
It actually reminds me of the opening for Elder Scrolls Daggerfall.
I need to get back to Daggerfall. I am not calling that number.
I hate to imagine what's on the other side. Who knows, it might be the John Cena hotline now.
Oh, sweet God. I need to look that up.
Yes, we know. I want to start with it and just say, I just want to start with it and say it to them and just say, your movie sucks. Anyway, here we go.
Here we go.
Too late. This is on YouTube.
What?
AKA, do not copy this video, but we just copied stuff ourselves.
Hmm.
The guardians of the watchtower of the east. I, Ishtar, high priestess of witch, do 7 acts.
Actual witchcraft.
I command thy presence, at this our meeting.
She sounds like she's Zelda from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's a...
Witchcraft is the fastest growing offshoot of paganism and neo-paganism today. Hundreds of thousands of children and teenagers
The first of many screenshots of internet pages.
from an ever-increasing number of pagan websites.
TeenWitch.com.
Their mailbags
This is a throwback to the GeoCities era, isn't it?
teenagers every time a
I
particularly
know.
exciting episode of Buffy the Vampire
People forget how big Buffy the Vampire Slayer was at the time.
or an enticing article on witchcraft appears in a popular teen magazine. Witchcraft, or Wicca as it is known, believes in revering the mother goddess, the global environment, feminist practices, and nature. The holy read or rule, do what you want as long as it harms no one.
Those who want something harms nobody. That's something to live by. Compared to these guys.
Yeah.
While allowing mores to shift at will. Wicca teaches there is no absolute truth or sin, and replaces the patriarchal male.
Oh, well, with this Bible, I'm glad they're not talking about that.
In both male and female gods. Most pagans and witches.
Some people believe God is a female.
With supernatural spirits.
And these are the sorts of guys who'll go after them with hammers for saying that.
Wisdom and power for magical skills. They also embrace the concept.
Well, if anybody's saying who they are, it's definitely God. If he wants to be
I
a
was
God,
saying
he
right
can
now,
be a God.
a lot of these books I've actually seen for sale, but I'm pretty sure you've seen those at county fairs, haven't you?
I don't think I've been to those.
Right.
A wide variety of witchcraft techniques offering powers of control for personal achievement.
And by the way, all these books, the spells and stuff, they don't actually work.
They do or don't?
They don't.
Hollywood's presentation of witchcraft
Yeah, most of them probably never work.
enhanced by digital technology and revolutionary special effects. Occultic spells and rituals are given visually stunning portrayals, as are the depictions of supernatural.
Yeah, the way Magic works on film doesn't exactly is how it will work in real life. In film, they make it look amazing, while in real life to be, oh hey, I'm ripping a cut by my mind. Well, time to sit it back down.
Occultic themes are frequently woven into the storylines of primetime series, which has undoubtedly contributed to the practice of magic as being the fastest.
To be honest, the real life spells and stuff, they make you feel better, but don't actually have any special effect.
Spectacular growth of the internet, which occultists refer to as the portal of transcendence.
Oh, Tuesday talk about the internet.
Internet Explorer.
What version of Windows was that guy using?
That's a throwback. Pokemania.
Okay, so they're showing all of these books. Why are they focusing on just Harry Potter? I mean, they would be talking about every one of these books here.
I think what they did, they just searched for witchcraft books and they just threw everything they can in floating, having them all float around while this guy's harping on about it.
Well,
if they don't tell about Harry Potter, they might as well talk about the Bad Witch.
That book, that Teen Witch book, I've actually got that book.
How good is it?
Basically it is
credits the Harry Potter books as the latest rage, which he says has rekindled the childlike approach to the fact that the impossible may be possible. He gives thanks to Harry, who he says has sparked an interest in pure magic, real magic, strong magic. Harry Potter, the orphan child wizard, already famous in his own magical world, because he survived the murderous black magic death curse of the evil Lord
Definitely reading
Voldemort,
from Wikipedia.
has now duplicated his fame in the real world. Under the category of children's fantasy literature, sales of Harry Potter books have received phenomenal acceptance worldwide, breaking all records in children's literature. With over 100 million books sold in 200 countries, Harry Potter has been translated into more than 40 languages. A massive
The guy sounds horrified with every single one of these facts.
Warner Brothers, Mattel, and Coca-Cola
Oh, don't.
guarantees that the Harry Potter image will be kept
Do you remember
Wait,
the
$95
hype?
million with Toad? Seriously?
Yeah. Oh my god, look at that!
Oh god, that screenshot.
According to a U.S. Consumer Research survey, over
Do not underestimate the power of PlayStation.
ages of 6 to 17 have read at least one Harry Potter book, with thousands reporting multiple readings of all of the books. These volumes range anywhere from 309 to 734 pages.
Everyone who watched who read the Half-Blood Prince remember the longest one.
The longest book I think is The Order of the Phoenix, actually.
That's the longest one.
Yeah, I have it on my bookshelf up here.
Ah, cool. Didn't realise that was the longest one.
Well, it's just a tad bit bigger than the Half-Blood Prince.
So apparently it contains blood, human sacrifice, and all evil.
Well, if you're talking about Lord Voldemort, which he's not the main character, he's the villain.
Baby Harry is saved, and his blood is given magical powers. Unable to kill Harry in revenge, Voldemort sears a death curse of a lightning bolt on Harry's forehead. In the real world,
Wait a minute, that's not how it happened.
demonstrate their
The lightning bolt was an accident.
the mark of the lightning bolt on their own foreheads.
You think these guys care about facts?
Well, but don't talk about a book series I like, then yeah.
Yeah, they just literally just recorded the website.
You know, they should go and make an animated series of Harry Potter. That'd be a good way to get new audience if we're not going to get a new book.
Hello, after what J.K. Rowling's been going on about recently, I don't think many people will want to watch it.
To attend the 1,000-year-old Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, both Voldemort and Harry's parents attended the prestigious boarding school beforehand.
Yeah, if you notice all the students in that big room with the long tables, there were so many of them. That's probably why they stopped giving them robes in later movies. Because there's like over 1,000 kids there, each that with all their own outfits.
Share the same power, which is a tail feather from Dumbledore's phoenix.
Oh, see, spoilers!
The power source of Harry's so-called good magic and Voldemort's evil magic is one and the same.
And there's a suddenly thrown in a picture of the devil.
Yeah.
That the alluring power behind witchcraft is being
And I am 99% sure that... Yeah, I'm 99% sure they actually recreated that with props they got from the costume store.
Possibly.
And here you have...
Oh god, they're making a horror version of Harry Potter.
This looks like someone did this in 5 minutes in the early version of Flash.
Probably.
Motion tweens.
Actually, it looks like the opening to an old classic video game. Like
Yeah.
the Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo.
And this is the recording made of TV on VHS, and you tell by the poor quality.
Joining us now from Columbia, South Carolina, is Steve Mouse. He's a parent who has expressed concern about the book's use at schools. Also joining us is Jennifer James from Watertown, Massachusetts. She is a children's book buyer.
You might as well get the libraries at every school shut down if you're going to go after one.
They just, basically what's happened is they just decide to throw this huge media horror at it, so they just pick 2 people randomly.
I'm so happy I didn't get involved in any of this stuff.
Witchcraft, Wicca, which the Supreme Court has now said is a religion.
What controversy, school, or witchcraft,
People talking nonsense like this.
Ooh.
Now, you went before the South Carolina Board of Education earlier this week. What are you asking the board to do?
We asked them to review the book or
There's probably a lot of young kids who do watch this and actually take it as truth.
we felt like kids living out their fantasies.
Honestly,
Jennifer James, let me go to you now. What do you like about the Harry Potter books? What value do they have? I think they're some of the greatest books written for children. They're full of adventure and fantasy, and every kid loves them. Right? Well, let's take a look at it.
I actually asked someone about
This is from book one. See what I've become, the face said. Mere shadow.
someone I talked about my writing style. When I thought up J.K. Rowling and her writing style, that friend and her mom said that J.K. Writer is mediocre. And that's just because it's popular doesn't make it good.
I think it's just fantasy. It's a book. It's not reality. And I think
It's really a matter of opinion.
Hmm.
As long as what you're reading invokes your imagination, as long as you can picture what you're reading, it does its job.
Effectively what these guys are saying is, because it's just mentioned something like that, kids are going to try and reenact it in real life, not realising that most kids have got more intelligence than this guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no harm in reenacting it as long as nobody gets hurt. But kids should be allowed to let their imagination go wild, have fun being a kid.
Hmm.
I bet this guy
Said
doesn't let his kid watch TV.
I was writing about someone evil, and I wasn't going to tell a lie. I wasn't going to pretend that an evil person is a cardboard cutter and gets hurt. Okay, if you're writing about evil, I think you genuinely have a responsibility to show what that means.
And here's some more stock footage.
That's why I'm writing them the way I'm writing them. I think they're quite, well, actually, I think
I remember her saying that.
Steve Mouse, there seems to be some merit in what she just said. How can you argue with that?
I think the merit in what she said was
Sorry, it's just...
Oh, freak. This guy avoided the question.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up running... I wouldn't be surprised if he's ended up running some political campaign.
I tell you, when somebody does that, you know they are making it up.
Either A, they're making it up, or B, they've given him a script to read, and because sometimes I wonder in these interviews if they're going to use plants.
Children run into the store, want to buy the book, and sit down and start reading it before they leave the store.
Ooh, and that's funny.
Homer Children's Fantasy.
They paid more than $20 for that one sound effect.
Robert McGee is the author of The Search for Significance and founder of the Rafa Treatment Centers.
There are those who defend the Harry Potter books by saying they're just fantasy. And so when people object to these books, they're made to look like fools because the people say, how can you object to these books? They're just fantasy. But that line of reasoning would tell you that you could include in fantasy violence, pornography, whatever you want.
It's a matter of opinion. This is something you hear every
And this
generation.
is an expert.
Carol Matricia has authored the best-selling books, Gods of the New Age and the Evolution Conspiracy, and has written and produced...
Effectively, she's the only person who works for the... Along the narrative, she's the only person who works for the company.
It's just merely children's fantasy, and therefore it's harmless. The lie about this is that witchcraft is reality. J.K. Rowling is the author of the Harry Potter.
What a
Okay,
graphic
did they
Photoshop.
Photoshop that? Or is that a real picture?
Very accurate, otherwise
Could be either. I don't know. There's
the world saying this is not a true
probably a
representation
Photoshop.
of our religion. This is a true representation of witchcraft and the black arts and black magic. And yet we have people that say this is merely fantasy and harmless reading for our children.
Actually, what makes this more dangerous is that it is
I bet these people are Amish. Because I remember seeing a show on TV about Amish hauntings. Apparently, if they allowed a doll with a face to come into their home, it opens the door to demons to get into their house. Such a doll with a face.
Well, I actually also heard that if you bring a VHS tape of this into your house, you'll never stop having nightmares about that woman.
witchcraft, Satanism,
That joke wasn't funny.
spells, the incantations, the philosophy behind the mythology.
So are they gonna delve more into why Harry Potter is bad, or just keep bringing up this stuff?
Yes, Harry Potter is fictional,
They're trying to compare the two books.
not of religious teaching. In symbols that perhaps
Yes, symbols.
always
We're talking about. Ooh.
the actual word Potter, if you ask a pagan, a witch, any knowledgeable expert in the occult or hidden arts, the Potter is the female goddess, the goddess of Babylon, who is considered the Potter who created human beings from clay. And they believe that the patriarchal God of Christianity, the God of Israel, copied that in a very poor imitation because he cannot give birth. Now listen to how important that is to understand. The
Don't we tell hearing about that?
cult of witchcraft sees the woman and her process of birth as fundamental in the new life, the transformation, the alchemy, the changing of the inner man to higher consciousness. Which
That
is
book
what
title hasn't dated well.
about. In fact,
Nope.
that's what the first book is called, The Sorcerer's Stone, alchemy of being transformed.
Technically, it was the
Eventually,
Philosopher's Stone.
Effectively, what she's saying right now is because Wicca believes in feminine goddess rather than male goddess, it's abhorrent to a worldview.
Yeah, but originally it was the Philosopher's Stone. It was changed to Sorcerer's Stone when it was being translated for the U.S.
Ooh.
It really, they didn't frame that bit up.
The concept of fertility,
Blood of Shadows.
feminine
So that's what it was.
is the concept that
You ever seen the Blair Witch?
A Book of Shadows, do you know what it actually is?
What?
It's actually kind of like a journal that witches write about their explorations in their beliefs and stuff like spells, thoughts, prayers, that sort of thing.
That really should
Actually,
have been in the Blair Witch sequel because it was called Blood of Shadows. Man, that was a terrible movie.
Ooh.
one of the arguments
So I guess you guys believe in the female goddess?
teach witchcraft that it is not
Some Wiccans do, yeah. It's the in Wicca.
consort, the horned god,
Yeah, it's we could go all day into explaining it, but
oriented witchcraft religion.
effectively she's reading bits from her book and making stuff up to go along with it.
Because Harry's mother gave her life for Harry. The sacrificial death that she gave through life is a symbolism of goddess worship. It's an inversion, if you will, of God the Father, whose Son gave his life in love for his people. Now, the concept of teaching Mother Goddess is very, very important. Harry's mother gave her life for Harry so that he should be saved, and through this love sacrifice, Harry was protected from death. Now, this concept
And save the world.
it is
Christ.
in witchcraft and pagan thinking that Baltimore, Harry's arch enemy, takes a vial of blood from Harry in book number 4 in order to have the blood run through his own veins in order that he can be resurrected and have a body. That is how powerful the blood sacrifice
And so he can actually touch Harry.
Ooh.
He did fly and come back a couple other
Oh, this
ways.
is called transformation.
Shape
Another
changing.
scary aspect of black magic is shape changing. The concept of being able to become an father appears to Harry in a shape change later on, even though he's dead. He appears as a stag, the horned father.
Yeah, she completely botched the Patronus, didn't she?
Yes, that is not true. But people are wondering, that was just Harry from the future. A Patronus isn't a ghost, it's your own spirit animal. That's the Patronus, they don't read the books.
Black, white, grey, interchangeable magic. That sounds like the title of D&D spell list.
They're also leaving out the fact that the Harry Potter book really focused heavily on how love can actually be.
Did they steal off DeviantArt?
Possibly. They owe somebody money.
I got one thing to say to that picture.
That's how he got to that about you, moron. Let me guess, you don't say he has blue eyes even though in the books they're green.
Both of them, Harry and Baltimore, share the power of the phoenix tail in their wand, and the phoenix, again, is a symbol of resurrection.
And this is like trying to say that because it's a school of witch and wizardry, it's
Which is able to watch up on military bases.
Yeah.
I regard myself as a natural witch. I've regarded myself as a witch since early childhood.
The Pagan Invasion series.
Have you watched the series called Good Witch?
No.
It's on Hallmark.
Right.
She's not a witch.
Apparently.
There has been a great revival. There are probably now as many people practicing witchcraft as
I'm pretty sure they got those masks from a costume shop.
Possibly.
Even up all their furries.
I'm surprised they didn't bring that up when they were talking about changing into animals.
Harry Potter turning our kids into furries.
I mean,
No, that would scare people.
Opinion, but this is just stupid.
And paganism is a religion which is a very old form of knowledge too. So paganism covers more than witchcraft.
You know,
That guy has got...
feels more like it's a documentary on witches and pagans. And it's just using Harry as an excuse to do the documentary.
Hmm.
we worship the gods of the woods and fields.
Those who practice witchcraft choose to believe there is no Satan and therefore spirits. Yet they report experiences spiritual powers from which they receive their power.
So because there's no evil spirit in witchcraft, it's apparently
there was
evil.
always going to be evil. You can't have good without evil. I bet they have birds in their hairs now. So what are those rituals for exactly? There's only footage of actual witchcraft rituals. What are the rituals?
It looks like if YouTube was around, then they'd probably steal their footage off YouTube.
Probably would.
But right now, they just went around buying people's home videos.
One of the most disturbing things about the Harry Potter books is it teaches children that witchcraft is for children. It does this,
and also how serious it can get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at it. It shows it backfiring on them, doesn't it?
Did they get permission to use that trailer? If not, copyright.
Probably not.
that children can access this power and use this power.
Well, they probably didn't get permission to use this, unless, of course, I theorise they all work for the production company. They've just dressed up to do it.
First of all, you deny the experience of
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
the practice of witchcraft.
Unless,
You know, just look at their faces. Just
either that or they're being ninjas with those hamlets. Or maybe they have an invisibility cloak and they just get around without being seen.
Chapter 18, it states, "There shall not be found among anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee."
I read the Bible every day and I don't remember that phrase.
Deuteronomy's want all the hardcore fundamentalist Christians use to give an excuse to hate people.
Including Christians.
Basically, Deuteronomy is the inverse of Jesus.
Spells and being involved in all manner of witchcraft.
Is that a satanic dollar sign behind him?
They do not know that they're opening doors.
I don't know. They just blue screen something in the background. It seems.
Probably looks like a dollar bill.
Compulsively into drug usage, into sexual activity, and all manner of conduct which is very destructive. And yet, why should they be concerned when they hear nothing from the adults that warn them of what's coming? When a child is captured by witchcraft,
Well, that's a bad image of Harry.
they rarely choose to get out until very much later in life.
That is out of comic book. Oh, hey, Bubbles. Powerful doors is in the same tenant as Harry.
Did you see that magazine? It had a free poster for S Club 7. That's how far back in time we've gone.
To the paraphernalia of witchcraft.
You can actually order wands from Harry Potter on eBay.
And this is done
They're not very.
I know.
They're actually
I know.
very cheap.
I actually got one of those ones. I ordered a wig for a cosplay a couple of years ago, and they sent me a Harry Potter one with it for no reason. And look at that. This is. I'm pretty sure that's the same woman from earlier.
Oh, boy, he is.
That form the basis of the religion of witchcraft.
The power behind spells.
4AA batteries.
Oh, dear.
Many have argued that Joanne Rowling is not teaching the children witchcraft and
You know, there's a theory about J.K. Rowling actually being redistributed from the books.
J.K. Rowling pulls out very
What do you think of that, Mark theory?
Doesn't make much sense, because if she really wanted to put herself in the book, she would have had a Mary Sue character.
That and those books would have been erased from our minds day one.
Rita Skeeter is actually a parody of a UK-based tabloid called The Sun, which is infamous for being hyper-conservative and stuff.
That was a Harry Potter website.
What the reader is being introduced into in Harry is that there is legitimacy in rituals and spells, which are a sort of another word, let's say, of repetitive prayers, as Jesus said in Matthew, that don't be like the Gentiles and the pagans that just repeat their prayers for what they want.
Queen of heaven, Queen of heaven, all that answer of the hands, lend your power to our spell, and work our will by magic rites.
I don't remember them holding ropes and it's going in a circle, but.
If only it was that easy. The method of earth spells. Oh boy,
Spoiler
here we go.
While love spells probably isn't the focus of Harry's books right at the moment, because he's 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, when he gets older, they do it. Give him a switch.
I'll say right now, in all the Wiccan books I read, there's no spells to convince someone to fall in love with you, but there are spells to attract someone and love to you. So, in all witchcraft, you can't force someone to do something they don't want to. Likewise, you can't. There's no real spells to attack other people in witchcraft.
And the websites are also pushing the fact of teaching children love spells. How's above? So below. Then, of course, Hollywood glamorizes the whole concept.
Oh, God, they're showing blood. Yeah, that should definitely get hit for something on YouTube.
Ceremony, very powerful ceremony, calling down the love spirits, and of course she gets the boy she wants, and he doesn't know what is happening and why.
Blood flavoured wine. Interesting.
How this happened, but there it is again showing that spells.
Witches don't actually do those blood rituals, so don't worry about that.
It's just that, I can't stop thinking about you, and I don't know why, but I think I love you. And I've never loved anyone before except maybe my mom, and this little puppy that I had when I was little. No, Sarah, wait, please, Sarah, please. Look, I don't know what's happening to me. I can't eat. I can't sleep. Can I help you?
He's dead.
Nobody can help me.
And they cut
What's
off the
this?
rest of it.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. Curses.
Then there's the concept of curses. Now, of course, white witches, or those that purport to be on the white side of the occult or hidden knowledge, will say that they don't use curses as a
How far are we into this video?
Harry symbolizes white magic, and Harry uses curses or his magic for vengeance. When his auntie says something,
He doesn't use. I can't remember if he uses curses,
He
does he?
tried to at the end of Order of the Phoenix out of anger for Sirius, and in the 7th book, he used the Imperious Torch to sneak into the Twin Dot's vault when he was about to be exposed.
Oh right, I see. I can't remember that much. So the only thing I remember about Book 7 is when they go around killing each other. When I first read it, I described the final scene, the Battle of Hogwarts, as being like all them playing a real
I thought that in the
tournament.
book was when they was breaking into Twin Dots, but that's kind of where I stopped. I would get back to it, but it got rather boring on me. Kind of feel that she was rolling the scenes out. It was a bit too long when they was just sitting around waiting.
And so there's a little braiding in the scene here that she wants to put a curse on her through her hair falling out, and through the power of the curse and the rituals and whatever words are used, the hair falls out and this girl is screaming and writhing because she doesn't know what's happened. And of course she has no idea of the curse, but what's being told to the viewer is that there is power in curses, there is power in magic.
Well, that was disturbing.
Seducing spirits.
Parents don't recognize the danger of witchcraft because they look at their experience and they didn't experience that when they were growing up. They relegate witchcraft to Africa or some foreign country. They don't know how pervasive it is today in the youth culture. I know a 9-year-old girl in a Christian school who said, "I love Harry Potter. I've always wanted to be a witch. I want to have the same power he has." The daughter of a pastor breaks up.
She probably got expelled for that.
Being able to use the same power since Harry. She's grown up in the church. She even witnesses to people who are in with her, but does not recognize what she's dreaming about is to actually use demonic power. had a young youth pastor tell me recently about a girl who came to be part of his youth group, but she was also part of Wicca. She began recruiting children out of his youth group. He wasn't aware that those in Wicca take great joy out of seducing Christian children into Wicca. But Christian children are usually easy prey, for they don't understand witchcraft or what to look out for. Why has God warned us of witchcraft? He knows the dangers. He knows the spirits behind witchcraft. He knows they're out to kill, destroy, and rob people of their life. He knows that those
if he knew what he was talking about,
this guy's so boring I fell asleep.
They even mentioned white magic. They're not going to kill you. I mean, these people they're showing doing these other rituals, I'm sure they don't commit murder or convert people to their religion.
Yeah.
Or stews.
No, and they don't go shooting up churches either. Hmm.
And in the end, they've lost control of themselves.
So about Seasons of a Witch. A.K.A. why Halloween
well,
is
the
evil,
origins of
according to these
Halloween
guys.
was kind of evil, but actually,
Halloween is
that's what Halloween
is
used to
Samhain.
be. It also used to be. I actually remember hearing about it. So Halloween
is Samhain, which is a pagan celebration. To counter it, the Christians came up with All Saints' Day, and over the years it kind of mixed the two together, sort of thing.
At least, one about to say Halloween helped, but Halloween used to be kids going around, vandalizing, doing mean things. So, an old lady kind of took upon herself to hold something at a party where you get candy and dress up and talk to them and just have fun. And the more that caught on, the less violent Halloween became.
Yeah. I'll say one thing though. Celebrating Halloween with dancing and food and sweets and stuff is better than say celebrating one of those church youth events where you go around just to get someone yakking on about Jesus or something for hours.
And it is very, very important to understand this, because this is the concept of there not being the finality of death, that the soul, the spirit, comes back into a new body after it dies. And throughout Harry Potter's books, ghosts are called for, there are supernatural spirits that come back, there are paintings where people come out of the paintings and on the corridors of Hogwarts.
People don't really come out of paintings. There's just paintings that came to life. There's the last book kind of had somebody going through one painting and ending up on an opposite painting that's identical to it.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Mario 64.
All these things fire up the imagination of the young reader to think that when they get involved, that they're not fearful of it because it's part of Harry's world, it's part of Hogwarts, and so the element of fear is taken away.
Okay.
Situational ethics. Situational ethics in witchcraft.
Harry Potter's books do not teach witchcraft. Don't understand that one of the essentials of witchcraft is that there is no good or evil. There is no right or wrong. It is as you perceive it. So there's a sort of relativism that in your situation, if you do one thing, or in my situation, if I do a different thing, we're both doing the right thing, even if it's wrong. There are no absolutes.
No. It's obviously they couldn't find it in their 5-minute research, so they just ran with it.
Evolution, which again is synonymous with reincarnation, and things are developing, so we get that there is no
You know, this is rather boring, you know.
In fact, throughout
You just really, you really just don't
You know,
do
I'm
it.
surprised that I'm surprised the head didn't explode when she said the word evolution.
You can just tell they're not putting effort into this. You don't believe what they're saying.
Exactly. It's just really, it's there's absolutely nothing to it. It's just so low quality. But like you say,
Actually, Harry got punished pretty severely for
I
doing
think the
some
thing is,
things
anyone's
wrong.
actually read.
A.k.a. Silver his name. Make sure to punish him. Especially in the first book.
Hmm. Hmm. It's obviously none of the people working on this video have ever read any of the books.
It's character development. Do you read books at all?
The biblical concept of God is a God of truth, a God of right, a God of justice, and here is the bottom line of witchcraft being taught through the Harry Potter books, and it is part of a religious philosophy. The lightning bolt is a mark of power from the god Thor, again the horned god, a god of power. And this lightning bolt was considered so important in occult mythology that Hitler used it.
Seriously? Oh, sweet Jesus! Oh, sweet God! Now it makes sense.
Ow! Ow!
Now
Ow! I
this
pulled a
all
muscle.
makes sense. Oh, sweet Jesus. That took 35 minutes.
And the concept of being on a broom and riding is so that you can be moved into an astral projected state, into another dimension, to be able to have deeper powers.
Good afternoon, class. Welcome to your first flying lesson. Stick your right hand over the broom and say up. Wow.
Yeah, if you read the books, it turns out that was actually the wrong Broomsticks. Harry was supposed to attack that one.
Yeah. Yeah. What they're trying to do is they're trying to make it so that the broom and the hat are phallic symbols.
Divination is the concept of being able to divine or see into the future. Fortune telling, palm reading.
Well, you know what, people?
I can
God
tell you right
actually
now.
had a few prophets to do such that. They weren't evil. What were you about to say?
Do you know? I can tell you what. I can tell you right now that
What?
divination doesn't work, and you know why? None of these fortune tellers who work on. None of these fortune tellers you read about or see at county fairs and stuff have ever won the lottery. Because otherwise they would have been able to divine the winning numbers, wouldn't they?
It's actually stated in the books that, telling the future very ever is correct.
And that is how I got into the New Age, because I wanted to manipulate through powers that I was told were in my inner potential, that I had psychic abilities if I could develop them. And this is what every reader is being told in Hogwarts School that Harry has, and every student there has. They have psychic powers that they are learning to develop through the classes that they go to. And by the way, you can really see the difference in development in Harry when he's 11 years old in book 1.
He doesn't cast a single spell in the first book. Unless you count the disappearing glass at the zoo in the opening scene with his cousin. He might get unintentionally, but that is a spell.
The little reader of not reading, by the way, there are cassettes that Scholastic put
Oh,
out
freak
for
God. Harry Potter cassettes.
children can hear these stories.
They just have
Was
Audible now.
free through Potter Fantasy. Ugh.
Many of the parents that I talked to said that there was absolutely no trouble with Harry in the sense of that they, as children, had read Alice in Wonderland or Sleeping Beauty, and even many Christians say that having read C.S. Lewis, who also talks about witches, that these things, witchcraft has not influenced them today, and they are not proponents of witchcraft.
Not to mention The Worst Witch.
However, I think there is a real difference in this.
I had to bring that one up.
Because in Sleeping Beauty, the witches then didn't teach the child
Oh, wow. The
reading how to be
most of the Disney films, the books they're based on back then, tend to be really dark.
powers so that the
For
child
example, in Sleeping Beauty,
Hmm.
the original death of the witch, she was pretty much dancing to death, and folks just came down and, you know, ate her. It was really dark, the way it was written. Magic is, ultimate magic is magic. Ugh.
Some Christian personalities are saying that Harry Potter's magic is just purely mechanical magic. Now, I don't understand.
That's for their website, I'm certain of it. Because look how bad it is.
Oh, it's,
Comic Sans!
that's too good for them. They couldn't afford even that.
What you want, and it being mechanical.
True.
Adults can redefine mechanical magic to somehow justify the reading of these books. But tell me, a little reader, a young reader who is reading Harry Potter, that is becoming more and more fascinated with the power of spells.
She probably think mechanical magic is what makes the toaster work.
All the things that are going on and being taught at Hogwarts. How is that child to differentiate between real magic and mechanical magic? Real spells and mechanical spells. I mean, the child doesn't care. The child just wants the power to be able to do what the child is doing. And Harry doesn't care whether it's mechanical. It works for Harry. He puts his wand out and gives the spell, and it works. It accomplishes what Harry is trying to accomplish. And that's the point, that children are seeing.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's why you have
He
to
botches
learn how
it a
to
few
do
times,
it.
doesn't he?
With words, with prayers, with rituals.
Yeah, that's why you need to get experience points. But But to be honest, I don't think they know what experience points is.
Okay, that class is actually defense against the dark
Harry
arts.
Potter is the teaching of the dark arts, the blackest of magic, that, quite frankly, I didn't even get into.
They've never actually read the book, so they don't know.
And yet here, it is graphically explained to young children how to be able to
Check out that public domain music.
dark arts, to defend yourself against the dark arts through an actual class called the Defense Against the Dark Arts by a black occultist. And in each of the books, the dark teacher changes, because in one case he's killed and because he's possessed by Baltimore's snake. So that, just to let you know, if you're possessed by a snake, and the snake
She can't even pronounce Voldemort right, can she?
and that is the blackest side of occultism there is. And that
Wait a minute, possessed by the snake?
dark arts. So here are the children and the readers.
Who did the snake possess?
Teammates in the schools and the children that are reading the Harry Potter books being introduced to the darkest and black arts that even disciples of witchcraft would be fearful.
I'm pretty sure these people all
I can't remember that
know.
bit. I think she's messed up the storyline of book 2.
Their own power within themselves, which is being taught by the witches and wizards. They can defend themselves against the dark arts, and there are several very scary situations where the boggarts, as they're called, these horrible things that children fear, and you're told to think of anything that you fear, conjure it up, bring it to yourself, and then be able to fight it. This is a very, very scary thing to teach children.
What?
You know what my book art would be?
Oh, God. Here we go with
Be forced to watch
demons.
another one of these movies.
had one example here, where one young woman, a nurse, was possessed.
Cue the Slayer music.
A horrible voice came through her, and she passed out.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the east.
And here's that film they love so much, or they hate so much. Hard to tell.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the south. Powers of fire and steam. Hear us. Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the west. Powers of water and intuition. Hear us. Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the north by the powers of mother and earth. Hear us.
Oh, holding a metal object during a thunderstorm. 5 bucks, he gets hit by lightning.
Hmm. Especially if one of those knives would work as a bloody lightning rod. The magic of 90s special movie effects.
So what is that movie about? Yep,
People
hit by
screaming,
lightning.
I think. The quickening!
I forgot that like the ending of Highlander.
They are beings, that's the East
Yeah.
Coast called them, which can be people who have lived on the earth, or they can be gods.
We'll put it this way, to them, well, to be honest, to them, the reason they don't like the idea of being more than one god, more than one god is because they think there can be only one.
Oh, stars upside down. Just flip it up and it did that.
I have, on occasion, touched upon, I suppose,
There's about 16 minutes of this left.
I am aware of a hierarchy of
Do what?
I've got 11 here, so
advisors who live
I've got 11.
another plane of consciousness
Let's keep going.
that you can approach, that will acknowledge you and advise you and assist you.
I can feel it running through my veins. He's still in me.
You got hit by lightning. I think you might want to go to the hospital.
Possesses the Defense Against the Arts teacher.
Yeah.
His satin uniform. We know that he possesses an 11-year-old.
You know, I remember finding a website where it's pretty much a Harry Potter D&D. You play through it as a student. It's all text, but it's written very well. I wonder if that's still up.
One of my friends runs one of those, so yeah, it's very popular.
I'm gonna try they haven't come out with a Harry Potter RPG. That'd be pretty dang brilliant. Of course, if it's a good idea, they're not gonna do it. Oh, the Halloween! Okay, they think they had Halloween in only one movie.
Scholastic, yeah, and now Scholastic publisher of the Harry Potter series.
Children's books in the world. Scholastic, the U.S. publisher of the Harry Potter series, supplies nearly every public school in America with its products, thereby reaching more than 32 million children each year. In the last 2 decades, Scholastic has been producing more and more materials featuring witchcraft, graphic horror, supernatural.
I remember Goosebumps.
Is that not going on anymore?
Secured the publishing rights to
I mean, I know they have the live action movies, but those are for comedy purposes.
the occultic theme shock fiction book and video series.
I don't know if they've actually made any more books of it. So I'm being interested.
I read one of those books, actually. It was good.
Right. Hold on, this is important, this one.
Recommending that teachers read them aloud in class. Scholastic's 35
Really?
published for grades K
Really?
tirelessly
Oh, The Amazing Harry
Hmm.
Potter.
the students
I think that is Spider-Man calling. He wants his title back.
materials into class
But yeah, if you take any type of book inside your classroom and ask for it to be read,
by network sources through their revolutionary
that book will be taken from you for the rest of the day.
while the reading of Bible-based material is banned.
You will never learn. They don't do anything like that.
Repackaged through Harry Potter is given honorable status.
So while teaching the Bible was banned in American schools,
That's
the
what they have
kids can read
to.
Harry Potter.
They have a
Boom!
library.
We had to watch the.
Here's an
we had to-
idea. Get the Bible into the libraries.
The publisher who supplies this
Yeah.
literature to schools.
It's like bam. That's the whole point I wanted to make, and we had to watch.
And you know what?
We had to watch
I
this for a
remember
bloody hour to hear that.
A group of kids at a school was going on a field trip, but somebody complained about it because of their religious beliefs, so they up and canceled the field trip for everybody. So because one religious family complained about it. Let the kids have their fun for crying out loud.
It's always the one. What? It's always the one or two idiots who ruin it for everyone.
They need to go to boot camp. They don't
Oh,
tolerate
I
that there.
just
Christian mystics that did not find the Bible the infallible word of God, and her arguments were anti-Christian and anti-biblical.
You know, I'm willing to bet that eventually these people read Harry Potter and they'll have them hidden away in their homes. Can't never be seen with them, but they need to read them.
I actually got an email back thanking me for being interested in witchcraft and introducing me to basic 101s.
AK, she signed up to a mailing list.
Witches from the Witch's Voice, a website that is used by witches today because the bridges were so clearly seen by me.
These people really don't know what they're talking about. Okay, so 6 minutes left.
No, they're not. They said they've just made a point. They want the Bible to be taught in schools, but they're not allowed to, so
Almost
they're
over.
whining.
Reading materials and tools that are supporting further in-depth discovery are taking you to websites that are further fascinating.
You know, we need to make it. Do it?
This is a blast.
We have
This is a
Probably.
blast from the past. All these websites.
You know, we need to start a petition to have a Harry Potter RPG be made.
now any child, any computer literate
I wouldn't be surprised if there are Harry Potter fan games out there.
everyone can have glamorous versions of lessons in witchcraft and sorcery so that they can manipulate their teacher to give them good exam results, the person they love to like them, whatever it is that they are told will be possible.
They've shown this 3 times now.
J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, admitted when she
She's in the same pose Nate was in the movie.
wanted to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and
You know, she based Nate on one of the people she knew in real life.
they really wonder at night while they're laying awake if there is a Hogwarts that they can go to.
There's actually a really good book out ages ago, which basically listed where she got all the ideas from.
Well,
I need to find that.
I've still got it somewhere, actually.
pulling in your children who are interested
Yeah, I'll have a look in my cupboard to see if I can find it.
of witchcraft and wizardry.
It only covers the first 4 books, but yeah. It's
Yeah.
train wrong people.
Hold on. Yeah, when it says that, it says fantasy. It's not like they're going to be able to do it. Let me see what my mom wants, and I'll be right back in a second, okay?
Okay, okay then. Yeah, that was like Harry Potter Die Hard. I wonder if that website's still up. This entire section is just how to use a website 101.
I'm gonna go with Kim Sherlock. Yes. Okay. Oh, see, I know my record. That you are. I'll be back in 1 minute. WCW. That's why I wouldn't remember it. Be there in a second. That you do. Hey, this is Roddy Rowdy Piper. Sorry about that. My mom was doing a Q&A on how well you know your wish list. So what have I missed?
I see. They've just been shown off their website and how to use it. It's not very effectively. We have a website. I got the URL, so I'm going to check it after we finish
watching. I believe they wanted to do a documentary on witches and pagans, and they chose Paula as an excuse to do it.
Yeah. Now, HarryPotterVideo.com.
One filter available to prevent your children from visiting and accessing the websites that are selling your children.
A filter. That's got to be some spyware. Or maybe it's that one that, that you used to get, which you went to this website, typed in URL, and it would change all the pictures on the website to pictures of Jesus.
I wonder if that was the beta version of Pottermore. Have you tried Pottermore?
For further copies of this video, order online at jeremiahfilms.com or
Yeah.
Or just go on YouTube and download it like we did.
Have you ever tried Pottermore, by the way? Have you been to Pottermore?
Sorry? No.
I thought I said. Well, that was a bowling alley.
And that's...
So, that happened.
And...
Yeah.
That
was bowling. It was so fake.
Sure was.
It's clear they didn't read the books. If they did, maybe they would have made a better case against it.
Yeah. It's, as I say, what it is, that final point, that point they made that they were upset the Bible was not taught in schools, but Harry Potter's allowed to be read in schools. So they're just trying to do everything to throw shame on Harry Potter to get what they want. And I don't think it actually worked, because they haven't changed the rules. They still don't teach the Bible in American schools, as far as I remember.
I mean, they see more like the tote. They really don't put effort into it.
This is the thing. Yeah, it's just they didn't do any research. They did barely any research. Any research. I don't think anybody watched a Harry Potter film or even read a Harry Potter book. And to be honest, I don't think any of them actually read any of those books or websites that flashed on screen. Someone could poke holes in it all day.
Yeah,
but
I think that would be
honestly,
giving them too much attention.
Precisely.
I really don't know what to say. It was... You found it funny. Oh man, the Nazi connection. That one got me. Of course they would go there.
Yeah. Harry Potter is the devil. Harry Potter is linked to Hitler. Harry Potter is spoiling all these crappy websites.
Oh, mother.
One of them being their own, but yeah.
Whatever your opinion on Harry Potter is, just put more effort into why you don't like it than these people did. Everybody entitled to their opinion, but they also have to be reasonable, and you have to, I guess, back them up as to why you think that way. If people think Harry Potter is bad for kids, then they shouldn't let your kids read those books. And if the kids have imaginations, they shouldn't stop those imaginations unless somebody gets hurt. It's better to be inside their heads than actually doing it.
Yeah, put it this way, it is pretty much double standard. Some of the stuff they say, like they said, Harry Potter causes violence. Harry Potter causes all sorts of stuff. But look what happened with that lot. Well, with that lot all over the world. I mean, look at all the mass shootings in churches. Right.
At the end of the video, and something like that happens.
Yeah, thankfully we'll never have to watch that again. But the thing is, it is pretty relevant that Harry Potter is pretty much relevant because of what J.K. Rowling's been doing about recently.
She had a bit of a shovel to the face.
Yeah, I think honestly, she's just completely destroyed her own career after making all those
that's gonna hurt for
comments.
a while. Thankfully, we already have 7 books, 8 films, and some video games. Although the games after the 3rd one kind of went downhill, and the video game versions of Deathly Hallows is pretty much
I thankfully never
a well shooter.
I never played any of them, so I'm lucky.
The 2nd one on GameCube and the 3rd one on GameCube. I played a bit of the 4th one, but yeah, that's when they started going downhill.
I can imagine. It's a bit like Fantastic Beasts films. Apparently, there was apparently planned to do 6 of them, but I think they're not going to make that many.
Based off of what?
Yep. That's what they're doing. They're going to do 6 Fantastic Beasts films, but that seems to have, fallen to the wayside.
I don't really know much about the Fantastic Beasts. I know the 2nd one is supposed to involve Grindelwald, which had the Wand of Power. What was it called again? The Elder One?
So that. Effectively, it just retcons the entire Harry Potter series.
Ending of the first Fantastic Beasts from I saw a video talking about a theory, and it mentioned this. At the end of the first movie, Grindelwald actually gets disarmed. Yet, he doesn't use ownership of the wand at all. It's still loyal to him, even though he got disarmed. Which Dumbledore getting disarmed made Harry, no, not Harry, Draco, and then Harry Master of the Wand. So that's a bit of a continuity error.
It is. It's a very complicated game of pass the parcel, and looks like J.K. Rowling forgot who got what in which order.
I think she should have went with if you do what?
Alcohol's a hell of a drug.
It's okay. If she wanted ownership of the wand to be passed over, what she could have done was, okay, so Harry he's master of his own wand. If she would have wrote the scene differently, Draco could have got hold of Harry's wand in a bit of a hidden moment and held on to it. And no, even better idea. Since in the movie, Nick kind of disturbed Harry and told him to stay quiet. If he would have took Harry's wand and used said wand to kill Dumbledore, that would have been Harry's wand. So therefore, that would have made Harry, not Snape, the one who killed Dumbledore. So that definitely would have been one way to pass ownership. What do you think?
Yeah, right. It's just that it's just so confusing, this ownership thing. Fantastic Beasts 2 also had another serious continuity error.
I need to see those two. I need to see those movies.
Well, several actually. Well, put it this way. Dumbledore. He's wearing a business. He's just wearing a formal suit shirt, not the robes. The relationship between him and Grindelwald is a
no, they were actually in love with each other. Even though he came out multiple times that he was gay.
They took that bit out for reasons.
The movie was going to have Dumbledore make reference to a girlfriend, but St. Romy said he was gay, so they took that line out of the movie. It pays to listen to the people who created the actual story.
As for... Also, also in Fantastic Beasts 2, there's another thing.
Yeah.
You know Minerva McGonagall? By the time of Fantastic Beasts, in continuity, she's not around. In the film, she's teaching Hogwarts. That she is.
And her brother has a award, too.
40 years, I think about 30 to 40 years before in Fantastic Beasts 2, she's teaching at Hogwarts.
Oh, wow.
Before she was even born. Due to a continuity error.
I can see some people telling that, well, maybe it's like her mother or grandmother. Because again, in the first movie, you see a award for Quidditch. You see one award named after Harry's dad. But you also see one named after McGonagall. Apparently that could have been her brother. But a lot of people thought it could have been her, which kind of confused them.
Yeah. Put it this way, if you want to watch Fantastic Beasts 2, take a notebook and for fun, just list down all the continuity errors.
I'll have to watch it at a second time, but I'll try and do that. We're kind of going off track here, so any final thoughts?
Yes. I think this video actually makes a very, very good point. One that I think should be well remembered.
Yes. Especially if they're fond of the video about this evil. If they say that, they better actually have read the freaking books.
Yeah.
Now, I read the Harry Potter books. I read the Bible every morning. So I can kind of back up that they don't know what they're talking about.
Indeed. I actually have an understanding of Wicca as well. I've got friends who are Wiccans, and I've actually got a load of books, so I understand a lot more than what these idiots came up with.
It's called time and effort. These people don't know what effort is.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you guys for watching. We shall see you in the next video.
Yeah. Indeed. Thanks for watching.
And cut. Hold on.
I hate to imagine how much they paid for that special effect.
Next
to nothing.
Hold on, the video's not loading. I mean, refresh the page.
The video's not loading?
Oh, now it is.
Celebrating more than 20 years in the field of video.
Oh, damn it. Stop it and then we'll replay it.
Yeah, I can
go back to 0 then.
Of hard-hitting, life-changing.
Yeah.
Can you switch it back to 0 and we'll start again?
Yeah.
Standards of excellence, Jeremiah Films has impacted the world with its production and distribution of intelligent, innovative, and thought-provoking films, videos, books, and music.
Hold on.
The founder and president of Jeremiah
Can you stop it?
Films is
I'm trying to.
Patrick Patriciano, whose work has been praised by a number
Right,
of
tell you what, cancel this 30 seconds. I'll upload a copy of it to my Dropbox, alright?
Yeah, I finally got it to stop.
Right. Do you want me to put a copy on Dropbox for you to download so you don't have to go through YouTube?
Yeah, let me just see if I can fix that right quick. Because I had it in widescreen mode.
Yeah. Could be just like the sluggishness of it or something like that. Okay, try again. Try again.
Oh, I will.
Okay, cupcakes.
No,
right.
Hold on. Not yet. Trying to get it back on. Okay, I'll let you know when I get it back.
Okay. Ugh.
At least we're not doing it live.
Yeah. that would be frustrating. It probably would have been just me screaming at a screen for 10 hours.
Yeah.
We should be playing Dark Souls 2, but you know.
Oh, I have Dark Souls 2.
I bet you're a better player at that than I am.
Well, I do get killed a lot, but you get used to how it was. It's really the bosses that really gives you the most flavor.
By the way, because I'm still recording, I just want to say something random. Have you ever heard of this liquor called Gentleman Jack?
No.
It's
Why?
basically some sort of super posh Jack Daniels. I tried a bit of it earlier.
Okay. I thought it was starting up.
It was delicious, but it was so strong it knocked me out, so...
Was that fun, huh?
Well, this is the thing. Some alcohol I can drink lots of and be fine, but some of it's just strong enough to knock me out. I think it's something to do with I think it's that stuff and Southern Comfort. It just knocks me out. It's just weird. I'm an alcohol connoisseur.
Well, once you're doing a little bit better, it turns alcohol.
I try not to drink too much of it. I mean, I drank it for about 5-7 days. I've had 2 days off, so pace myself. I'm not going to be like some people drink a bottle of spirits every day. Like my cousins.
You know, I just had a thought. If you put this video in Dropbox, I can definitely view that on my phone without ads.
Right, okay. Time to boot up Firefox then. Best browser of all time.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion at least. And my opinion counts for next to nothing, I think. Or does it? No. The funny thing is, this is actually still recording, so I'm just talking stuff. We can just like do it as have just like blooper stuff later on.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, you just hear me going on about alcohol and stuff. And that's fact. What I'm doing is I'm going to tell you a funny story about alcohol, what some people might find funny. Now, what it is, when I say I try not to drink too much, it's because I have two cousins, and their mother is a serious alcoholic, like downing a bottle of wine every night. Now, I went to university and I graduated, and I've still got my certificate on the wall. But my cousins, they also went to university. Full story is, my older sister went to university first back in the 80s, 90s, and she got a first class degree. So basically, because she, although she socialised, she spent all her time studying, working the best she could to get where she wanted. So yeah, anyway, my aunt, she was jealous, so she sent her kids to the same university. They lasted less than a year. They drank their mother into getting a second job. They spent that much on alcohol and not enough time on study.
Well, that's something.
And basically, I could just imagine what most days it's like. One of them says to my cousin, Matthew, it's time for lecture. And he's like, with 10 pint glasses in front of him. Funny story is, they all both got kicked out in the first year, and they went to this minor college somewhere and got a vocational qualification, which is pretty much worthless.
Well, you won't believe what just popped up on Sidebar.
What?
A video that just popped up.
A video?
Yeah. Robert
What is
Williams talks about alcoholism. What are the chances? What are the chances of that?
Very well. I can imagine, because this is like a Christian propaganda film we're watching. It's probably popped up with like, alcohol's bad. Give up alcohol and give all your money to our church and sort of thing. Right, let's try again. For some reason, Dropbox has been a bit of a pain tonight as well.
For the internet connection.
Here we are. No.
Oh, no.
I think...
Already more than 20 years in the field of
Okay.
It's just Dropbox has asked me to do this capture thing. You have to play one of those silly puzzle games.
One of those are any good.
Bloody hell. It's just, every time you try to sign, you have to do that capture thing.
Oh, one of those things. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
They're bloody frustrating.
Yeah, they do that to make sure you're a real person. Okay, I think I got the video to what now? It's on smaller screen, and I did it without audio, and it seems to work okay.
Does it? Right, just hang on.
Yeah.
It's 100, it's... What?
What now?
I said, I was uploading the video to Dropbox, and it's just at 9 minutes left. So do you want to wait 9 minutes, or do you want to try again now?
Yeah, we can try again now.
Okay then. Okay, let's go. Like I say, this has all been recording, so it's just been going to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But I can edit the actual part in with the intro, so that's no trouble.
yeah, definitely. So right,
So say
cupcakes.
say it one more time.
Cupcakes.
Cupcakes.